Dear Derry, we had our podcast today. It actually went really, really well. I mean, not that I figured that it wouldn't. We had a fair bit to talk about, and my... had to stifle a yawn there. My super extra special questions, which were basically, what about, if you are, say, like me, a very bad manual pilot, and you're trying to navigate through a asteroid field, and you sort of clip one or 12 by accident, and you get like a minor hull breach and a train. What is the likelihood that you're going to have to go EVA to fix it? For those of you who do not know what EVA is, it is the name of one of the Gabor sisters. If you do not know who the Gabor sisters are, get out. No, don't get out. You don't have to get out. The other one is Zsa Gabor. She was the one who was in, actually, I think Ava might have been the one who was in Green Acres. Go look it up if you haven't seen it before. It's very amusing. Anyway, my question was, what about going EVA? Will you ever have to do that? Now, I already kind of knew the answer because there was a post on the forums that said they didn't want players to have to go EVA because of the risk that it would create to the player character themselves, because you've got kind of a permadeath thing going on. I mean, if you're outside your ship, floating there in your little spacesuit trying to fix your spaceship, and somebody comes along with a attack nuke and hits your spacesuit in the face, you are dead. Okay? You are just dead. If somebody comes along, with a Gatling cannon that's mounted on the mid-wing of their, 300R, then yes, you're dead. It's going to go right through your helmet and take most of your brains with it. And all the oxygen. Anyway, so yeah, they didn't do such a good job of stifling that one. So they're not going to have EVA. But the question that I had, not just EVA in space, but I mean, like, let's say, for example, I have started from a given star system and I have taken off in a given direction, and I have been going and going and going for weeks on end, and I am way outside any controlled territory. I mean, I am way off in uncharted space, and there are no humans, there are no Vanduul, there are no Xi'an, there are no nothing anywhere around me. And I bump an asteroid or something, and I start venting trace gases. If I find a somewhat habitable world and I get out, I land my freelancer and I get out and I squirt some of that, hull patch stuff on there and smear it down and wait for it to cure. It's probably some kind of a nano hull paste that you just smear it in like caulk, C-A-U-L-K, caulk. And then let it seal in the thing, and then you go on, you do your pressure test, and you take off and you keep going. And, maybe take a rock with you or something. Ordinarily, I would say take only, still shots and leave only footprints, but we're explorers and surveyors and that sort of thing. So we got to take, some soil samples for analysis and whatnot. But I'm not going to take, like, entire trees. If I find a really cute little animal, I might take them with me as a pet, because nothing could possibly go wrong taking some sort of alien creature from an as yet undiscovered planet on board your spaceship. Nothing bad ever happens with that. No. So that was, kind of my question. And I realized that I've been screwing up. I've been using RSI and CIG as interchangeable names. CIG being Cloud Imperium Gaming, which are the people who are making Star Citizen, and RSI, which is Roberts Space Industries, which is a company within, a fictional company within the game. So I keep saying that RSI is making it's not. It's CIG, or SIG, as everybody else keeps pronouncing it. So yeah, they're the ones who are making the game. So, they got something in my eye. And it hurt. It burned it. It stung a little bit, but it wasn't semen. So let's see, what else? Normally I would have my iPad sitting here, but it was down to like 22% charge. Like, maybe I ought to plug you in. And I don't think there were all that many notes on it anyway for my vlog. Somebody in the podcast chat audience, Jareth, actually, Jereth, said that he wants me to, I presume it's he, said that he wants me to do the voice pack for his Idris, which is a kind of starship, I presume. I would really love to be able to do that, and I think that's something that CIG might consider doing as one of their stretch goals, is customizable voice packs for the AI on, different ships or library computers or whatever. That could be really, really cool. It could be really cool, potentially. There is also the fact that it could be, if that was the sort of thing that they were going to pay for, could be really, really expensive. Having multiple people do. Actually, wait. Let's say, for example, because they're at about 20, I think they're almost at 23 million. Or they're almost at 24. Let's say they put it in as their $35 million stretch goal. And what would that money go towards? I mean, for them, for CIG, it would be putting in the code, I would imagine, to be able to plug in any voice pack that you want. So they would have to build the switcheroo thing, put in the mechanic so that you can change the voice packs, and then they would have to have some kind of a standard format for that voice pack. But that's a lot of money. Now, granted, I know that's not $35 million just for that. Oh, God, what is with me? I can't stop yawning now. See, here's the thing. I wasn't yawning before I started recording this. Now, 8 minutes later, I can't stop. I think it's the fact that when I'm talking a lot like this, my breathing pattern changes, and I keep wanting to inhale very deeply to clear out my lungs and everything, get some fresh air in there. That's one of the reasons why you yawn when you go to sleep at night, because as your breathing slows, more and more carbon dioxide builds up in your lungs, and you have to take a very deep breath to purge all of the carbon dioxide. And in the morning, it's different. In the morning, it's your jaw muscles stretching out, getting ready to eat. So if you see a lion yawning, depending on what time of day it is, you might be about to get et. Or just could be really tired. They sleep a lot. So, right. So $35 million stretch goal. So they would have to create the mechanic whereby the voice pack could be swapped out. Then they would have to make the format, the modules themselves for the voice packs to be recorded in or encoded in, so that they can be modularized. Yeah, okay. And, plugged and unplugged from the game. It would then fall to the voice actors. I imagine they would probably, that CIG would have a set number of people. They would say, okay, we're going to do 5 different voice sets. Maybe you want, a very American style thing, or a very British style thing, or an Indian style voice, or a Russian voice, or an Asian voice. And I know that's very broad ranging to say Asian. But, maybe that and there's like a male and female of both of those that you can choose from. But maybe they create, that would be the other thing they would have to make, is the widget, whatever you want to call it, thing that is responsible for doing the encoding and the packaging and making the voice pack. If you wanted something other than what they gave you, let's say, for example, God forbid that they decided they didn't want me to do one of the voice packs. I could feel a sneeze coming on, so hang on just. It's right here, and it's starting to creep back up behind my eyes. Now, the more I talk about it, the more it tries to go. There, now it's gone. Okay, so let's say, God forbid, that they decide not, wow, deja vu, to have me do one of the voice packs. So obviously I wouldn't get paid for that. But if I decide to do one anyway, and just upload it where somebody can, download it and plug it into the game if they want to, you can import it. So they would have to make the modularizer, copyright Trend Nate Sparks, and then they'd have to release the script, because whoever the voice actors are, I would imagine there's probably quite a few things that the computer would have to say at any given time. That could be a lot of stuff. Because even if all you did is things that the ship in the course of its normal operation would say, that's a lot. But if you wanted to cover the ship and all library entries, that's even more, because you would have to do all the galactic guides, all of the, this particular, like when you do a scan of some given, space system or something, and it tells you that it's got this many, rocky planets, it's got this many gas giants, it's got this many ice planets, it's got this many asteroid belts, it's this type of star, it's, whatever. That could be a lot of stuff. Those voice packs could get very, very big. Huh. Yeah. But that would give people the amusing ability to record that, whenever the ship's systems detect that, there's a weapon lock on them, the onboard computer says, "Run, bitch!" or something like that. Maybe not. What else? It seems like something I was saying there for a moment reminded me of something else I wanted to talk about. Oh, well, December 7th, but I'll wait until December 7th to tell you guys that story. That's what it was. It was saying that an Asian voice, being very broad-ranging and mildly racist. It was the racist against Asians thing that brought the memory to mind. But again, I will wait until December 7th. And given what I just said and the date that I listed, I'm sure you can imagine what it's probably about. However, before you get on my case about it, I am not the one who was involved in this particular situation. In fact, it happened before I even got to Hawaii when I was stationed there. It was a story that I was told about one of the guys who was there just before me, who had shipped out right before I got there. But yeah, so we'll just leave that until December 7th, presuming, of course, I don't forget. Let's see. What else was there? We've got on Friday, we have the next Into the Portal podcast, which is for EverQuest Next, of course, not for Star Citizen. And Star Citizen, just to jump back to that real quick, as we mentioned on the podcast, had a new commercial come out today, and very, 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 very cool commercial. There's actually two commercials up there. One is for the Aurora, and one is for the thing. The Hornet. That's the other thing. It's okay. It's okay, Core. I remember what they were called. So, you're welcome. Let's see. What else can I tell you? 15 minutes? I haven't been talking about anything. All right, fine. I will let you guys go, and I'll have more to talk about. Though I dread the idea that I will have more to talk about tomorrow when I feel as though I've barely talked about anything now. Okay, so I will talk to you guys tomorrow, which is Thursday. I can't think of any kind of a meme for it. I'm sure there is one, because you had TMI Tuesday and you have Werewolf Wednesday and you have a Thaumaturge Thursday. I don't know. Right. Well, I was going to say ruby-throated warbler, but no. Or hummingbird, ruby-throated hummingbird. But that's more of an R. Anyway, never mind. Why don't you guys go and come back tomorrow, and I will talk to you then. Until then, be careless.